Good evening and welcome all of you all for the second semi-finals of KPL. Today's match is between Narsingha Daredevils and Jagannath Warriors. Very decisive match for both the teams. The winner is I'll have to fight one more match with the loser of yesterday's match, that is Dwarkadish Super Kings, and the loser will be out of the tournament. So both have to fight till the last ball and play well confidently. So that's very important. So without taking much time, I'll hand over the floor to our host Jigar Prabhu, who will start with the toss.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hey
Danvat
Krishna.
Pranam.
Yes,
Prabhuji, this time we have Narsimha Daredevils
you have
versus
to
Jagannath Royals.
you have to unpin the spotlight. Okay, I've done
Sorry,
it. I've
yeah.
done it. Yeah.
Okay, so today we have Jagannath Royals, sorry, Narsimha Daredevils versus Jagannath Warriors. And the captain for Narsimha Daredevils is Adi Yamuna Priya Mataji. And the captain for Jagannath Warriors is Tanvita Mataji.
Yeah.
Tanvita Mataji. So I will quickly share my screen and go to the toss site, and we will see who would want to take the decider toss for today. Both are ladies. So Prabhuji, you decide who shall take the call.
Let the senior initiated devotee take the call. Anita
Okay.
Kanwal Mata, that is Yamuna Priya Devidasi. Adi Yamuna Priya Devidasi will Mataji will take the call.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
We will play first.
No. We are taking heads or tails. First, you have to take
Heads.
the call.
Okay. Heads.
Heads. Okay.
Okay. Heads is the call, and I will flip the coin. It's a heads.
Oh, so she was confident now that she's going to win the toss. Huh? So you want to play first, Mataji?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. You know the rule for the semi-finals. You can choose. You have to choose your set also, which set you want to play. So I'll just share my screen. Yes, you have set number 1, 3, 4, and 6. You have to choose one set for yourself and one set for your opponent team. जो सेट आप खेलना चाहते हैं वो सेट आप चूज कर सकते हैं. अभी सेट 1, 3, 4 एंड 6 बचा हुआ है. बाकी के दो सेट वो कल का मैच में यूज हो गया है. तो आप कोई भी एक सेट चूज कर सकते हैं अपने लिए एंड आपके ओपोनेंट टीम के लिए भी एक सेट चूज कर सकते हैं. प्लीज गो अहेड, चूज.
ठीक है प्रभु जी. 4 and 6.
4, you will play with 4 or you will play with 6?
We will play with 4 and opponent will play with 6.
Opponent will play with 6. So let me rename it first. Rename 4 for Narsingha Daredevils and 6 will be for Jagannath Warriors. Correct?
Ji.
So let's open the thing. Fine. So give me a minute so that I prepare my computer accordingly. You are going to bat first, right?
Yeah.
So Narsingha Daredevils are going to bat first. Jagannath Warriors will be batting later. Okay, so
I would request everybody from the Jagannath Warriors team to turn off your video. Love Singh Prabhuji. So while Prabhuji is sharing the screen. Thank you.
Okay, so we start the match with set 4 for Narsingha Daredevils. All the best for you all. Anyway, this is a match, so all the best to you all. And your first question, I'd like to share the screen for you all. And the first question for Narsingha Daredevils is set 4, question 1. Shankaracharya accepted the Lord as impersonal. Explain. Shankaracharya accepted the Lord as impersonal. Explain. Your time starts now.
Hare Krishna, who will say?
बोलिए.
I think Madhu Anand Mataji has raised her hands.
Okay.
माताजी आपका अनम्यूटेड ही है, आप कुछ बोलिए.
You start speaking, Mataji. Madhu Anand Mataji, you can speak.
नहीं, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. We are unable to hear you. वॉल्यूम थोड़ा बड़ा करिए आप. हाँ, अभी आ रहा है.
Now it's clear. Now it's clear. Now it's clear. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Actually, it means a person of his not material condition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it may not material condition,
Very
and
good.
inspiring personality. His inspiring personality is without material body.
Without material body. Okay. Fine.
But I tried.
Okay. Fine. Anybody else wants to add anything from the team? So it's a procedure. I have to ask this question. Don't think that I'm asking this question means somebody has to compulsorily add, but this is a protocol that I have to ask if somebody else is there from the team to add. Otherwise, I can lock the answer and we can go ahead with the match. Okay, I locked the answer of Madhu Anand Mataji. By accepting the Lord as impersonal, he did not reject Lord in the personal form. Everything which was form, which has a form in the material world is subjected to creation, maintenance, and annihilation. But because the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan does not have a material form subject to these limitations, Sankaracharya, to convince the less intelligent men who had taken Krishna to be an ordinary human being, said that God is impersonal. The impersonal means he is not a person of this material condition. He is a transcendental personality without material body. I will be giving you one point to Nrsinga Daredevils for this answer. The first part of the answer was not explained clearly. The second part, yes, was explained rightly. Mataji said impersonality means that he does not have a material body. He is transcendental personality without a material body. Very nice. That's correct understanding. But let's understand this philosophy of Sankaracharya explained by Srila Prabhupada very nicely. Srila Prabhupada is giving a very nice explanation of why Shankaracharya called Lord as impersonal. First and foremost, by accepting Lord as impersonal, he's not rejecting the personal form. Generally, people say Lord is impersonal, matlab I will not accept the personal form of the Lord. Lord को और कोई पक्ष हो ही नहीं सकता है. It is always said in the Bhagavatam. ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवान इति शब्दते वदन्ति तत्तत्विदस् यत् तद्वं यत् ज्ञानम् अद्वयम् ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवान इति शब्दते. This is the verse which is given in the Bhagavatam first canto, which clearly says the Lord is to be understood in Tattva, and the Tattva has got three paksha: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan paksha. Secondly, everything in this material world is subjected to creation, maintenance, and annihilation. But Lord is neither created, neither destroyed. So what happened is the less intelligent people could not understand this concept very clearly. उनके पल्ले नहीं पड़ रहा था. So Sankaracharya said, okay, let me make it very simple. Lord is impersonal. क्योंकि his personality is so great that these people could not understand Lord's greatness. Simple way to make you understand a very simple way. If the child is weak in a certain subject, especially generally children are weak in maths, and one special type of sums the child is not able to solve. So what does the mother say? Leave it. Tomorrow is the exam. Today night by reading you are not going to get it. Leave it. Let's focus on the other part of the maths answer paper so that you can pass the exam. So similarly, Shankaracharya said, let me take the broader aspect for the lesser intelligent people. He said, let us understand this Brahman aspect and let us consider it as the full and final thing without understanding the other factors, which is very difficult for a less intelligent person to understand. So he has not rejected it. He has only accepted it, but he has taken only one aspect. Three aspects of Lord is there: the Brahman, the Paramatma, and the Bhagavan aspect is there. But Shankaracharya has taken only one aspect, being the simplest and the most basic aspect of the Lord, and he has explained to the less intelligent people in this way. This is how this Shankaracharya philosophy became more profound in general mass, especially in South India. Okay, well answered. So 1 point goes to Nrsinga Daredevils. Well tried, Mataji, but you didn't mention this word, that people with less intelligence. For them, if you had mentioned this one line, you would have got 2 marks for your team. Nevertheless, it's not the end of the world. You always have another chance. So we go to the next question for Nrsinga Daredevils. And next question for Nrsinga Daredevils is, why Krishna wanted to see Rukmani a bit irritated? Why Krishna wanted to see Rukmani a bit irritated? Your time starts now.
Prabhuji, can I answer this?
Please, Mataji.
Okay. Krishna usually he deals with his wife in he tries to irritate them and try to have some kind of a conversation wherein they would criticize him and everything. So in case of Rukmini, Krishna had observed that when Rukmini was offered, am I audible?
Yes, clear, Mataji. Please go ahead. You're perfectly audible.
When Rukmani was offered Parijata flower by Narad Muni, Satyabhama had got a little, envious, and she had demanded Krishna for a similar flower, and which Krishna promised, and he fulfilled her desire by getting a Parijata tree. She could not be satisfied by just flower. The whole tree was offered. So Krishna was expecting that Rukmini would also demand something. That's why he wanted to see her in a irritated mood. Though she was very exalted in her service, very grave and exalted in her service, and he was very satisfied with her service, but he wanted to see her a little in an irritated mood.
Full points goes to Nrsinga Daredevils. Full 2 points goes to Mataji. Relax. A big relief for the captain also. Yes, Rukmani was offered a Parijat flower by Narad Muni. Satyabhama became envious of her co-wife, and she immediately demanded for a similar flower from Krishna. In fact, she could not be pacified until Krishna would promise her the whole plant or the whole tree. Krishna brought the tree down to the earth from the planet of the heavenly kingdoms, that is from heaven. He bought the plant for her. After this episode, Krishna expected that because Satyabhama had been rewarded with a full Parijat tree, Rukmani would also demand something. But Rukmani was different. Rukmani did not mention anything for this incident, and however, she was grave and simply be satisfied by her service. So Krishna was so happy. So he said, let me irritate her a little and see what happens. Well answered, Nikita Mataji, Nikita Balsara Mataji, well answered. And full 2 points goes to Nrsinga Daredevils. So very well. Each answer you are giving and the tension for the opposite team is increasing. Okay, let's go for the third question for today evening. And the question for Nrsinga Daredevils is, Krishna silently approached and with great respect put the Brahmana's leg on his lap and began to massage him and said, My dear Brahmana, I hope that you are executing the religious principles without difficulty and that your mind is always peaceful. What was the purpose in asking this way? Okay.
Hare Prabhuji, may I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Anybody else in the from the group, or should I get? May I get?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji, because a peaceful mind is the basis of becoming truthful, clean, and a person can do the prescribed duties properly.
Mm.
That is, and the Krishna also said that the self-satisfied Brahman will always do render his services very properly. He will never deviate from his path.
Okay.
And
Something more?
can I see the question once again?
Krishna slightly. Okay, you want me to share the question again to you?
Hmm.
Okay. Krishna silently approached and with great respect put the Brahmana's leg on his lap and began to massage him and said, My dear Brahmana, I hope that you are executing the religious principles without difficulty and that your mind is always peaceful. What was the purpose in asking this in this way?
One more thing, Prabhuji, that it is said that if the praja is people are satisfied, or what is the word given is the people are all satisfied. If a king is ruling properly, then the people's temperament is always good. They are satisfied. So this is the we can say the third point.
So can I lock your answer? Or you have you want to adding and you want to add anything, or should I lock your answer?
This is the thing, and then he said that the people and one more thing there was is this that the this is the way to ask about the person's profession to the welfare. This is the way, this is the right ask about the person's profession, what he is doing. So that is why he asked about the Brahminical duties, how he is doing, how he is performing, all
Very
these
good.
things.
Very good. Anything else more?
याद नहीं आ रहा और तो कुछ ये 4 points याद आ रहे हैं.
Okay, so okay, I can take over and I'll read the answer. Then let's see how many points you get. थोड़ा और tension बढ़ने दो थोड़ा. Different class of people in the social system are engaged in various professions, and when one inquires as the well-being of a particular person, he should do so on the basis of the person's profession or occupation. Therefore, when one inquires as to the welfare of a Brahmana, the question should be worded according to the condition of life as not to disturb him. Yes, you mentioned this point. Of course, the language was a little different, but the answer was what you mentioned was correct. Secondly, a peaceful mind is the basis of becoming truthful, clean, equipoised. You just missed the word equipoised. Rest all the words were right. Self-controlled and tolerant. Thus, by attaining knowledge and drawing its practical application in life, one becomes convinced about the absolute truth. Okay, I give full 2 points to Narsinga Daredevils for this answer. The answer was very much true. Leaving aside 1 or 2 words, yes. What this understanding we get from this is a person who is in a specific occupation, he should be asked as per his occupation. If he's a Kshatriya occupation, a question should be asked pertaining to that. You should not go and ask him, oh, do you know what about science? Are you having any idea about science? Or go and ask him anything about clothing or fashion designing. No, it should be regarding to the person's profession. Second, it should be without disturbing him. It should not be a comparative way. A person should not be, compared with someone before asking a question. And last but not the least, a peaceful mind. The main purpose of Krishna's asking the Brahmana was whether the Brahmana was peaceful or not. If a person is peaceful in his life, then he is more in a better way to think about the Lord and focus on the Lord. Otherwise, if he is not peaceful, he cannot be truthful, he cannot be clean, he cannot be equipoised. And these are the criteria on which Krishna inquired this question to the Brahmana. Well answered, Narsinga Daredevils. So full 2 points goes to Narsinga Daredevils. So 3 questions gone, 3 more questions left for Narsinga Daredevils. Next question for Narsinga Daredevils is Muchkunda said, by the influence of your external energy, people are attached to the glare of material activities to so-called society, friendship, and love. Like dumb animals, they are fallen into a dark well. Explain with this example, or explain with example.
Hare
Muchkunda
Krishna.
says, yes, Mataji.
May I give answer, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Please go ahead.
Sit in the group. Should I go ahead? Okay. Muchkunda said that the people are falsely, because of the your external energy, people are covered. They don't realize the importance of this human life, and they are always involved in the things like friendship, society, and love. All these things are like they take them into further darkness. They don't elevate them. It is like that. You can compare that, the analogy you can give it like this, that the animal, they fall into the well which is covered by which is not used for so many for such a long time. It is covered by grass, and animals, because of they come just in the for the what you say, they come to eat few blades, just to have few blades of grass. They fell into the well, and if they are not rescued, they die. So this is the condition of a person who is into material engagement, material life. They are always covered by the external energy of you.
So what happens to the human beings? What do they do? Animals, okay, they die if they are not rescued. What about the, so what is the analogy with compared to the human beings? What do we understand this?
Human beings are always keep on entangling in the material life, and all the material desires, material life, and all these about this, their need, their greed, and all these things, and they never give they never pray, they never think about worshipping the Lord, who is the real thing. From by worshipping him, we can they can elevate to the high. They can be liberated.
See, the earlier part of the answer was explaining much correctly, but what do we analogy we get to the human beings? What is the exact understanding that the human being get from this?
Prabhuji, can I try?
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, with regards to the human body, if the just like animals, if we keep on getting entangled in the material existence, we will have to take birth after birth after birth.
So anybody else from your team wants to answer anything more? By the way, Jigar bro, you're not going to get any points for your wild shot. Very wild try. But anybody else wants to add? You still got 10 seconds time left with you all. If you want to add, you can add, or I'll close the law.
Prabhuji, can I try?
Yes.
We should try to do little worship and bhakti, so that our sense and false sense gets recovered and all.
Why they are sick or what? They do recover their fallen sick or what?
No, I'm just saying that, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's okay, fine. Okay, time is over. Now all of you all can mute yourself.
Prabhuji, you are muted, Prabhuji.
In the fields, there are many wells unused for many years and covered by grass, and poor animals, not knowing of them, fall into them, and until rescued, they die. Being captivated by a few blades of grass, the animals fall into the dark well and meet death. This part of the answer was explained very nicely by Nirja Mataji. The analogy, what understanding we get is, similarly, foolish persons, without knowing the importance of human form of life, spoil it simply for sense gratification and die without a useful purpose. What is important is, okay, we have to do devotion service and all this, fine. But what is more important? Wasting this precious human form of life, and just for like the animals who go for a few blade of grass and fall into this well, we human beings, not understanding the actual purpose, fall into this well with attachments like love, society, friendship, and all this type of so-called attractions. And this, because of this, the main purpose of a human goal or a human life remains. And what is the purpose of having society, friends, and love? It's only and only sense gratification. A word I think you all must have heard billions and trillions of times from my mouth. And Prabhupada has also again and again mentioned in the book very nicely. But very important understanding which was missed out. I can give just 1 point to Nourishing the Daredevils, because the first part of the answer was to the point from the book, so very well answered. But the second part, the understanding should be like these grasses cover the well. The well is a place from where once you fall down, if you are not rescued, you cannot come out of the well of your own. What is the meaning? What is the main understanding behind this? If you want to come out of the well, you need to be rescued by someone. Similarly, most of the people have been fallen in this human, who have been given this human life, have fallen in this well of illusion of friends, society, and love. And you can only come out when the mercy of the Lord and the mercy of a pure devotee, through a help of a pure devotee, you can come out of the well. Otherwise, just for the attraction of little sense gratification, like the animals which go for a few blade of grass, you also go and fall in this well, and thinking that you are enjoying, finally waste your rare human birth without a useful purpose. So 1 point for Nourishing the Daredevils for this answer. So
Prabhuji, Nirja Mataji has exhausted her both chances.
yes, Nirja Mataji has just told, but nevertheless she has answered very well. So very nice. So now we go to the next question. It's going to be the 5th question for Nourishing the Daredevils. And the 5th question is, Indra, King Indra, selfish behavior towards Krishna was not very much appreciated by great kings like Sukdev Goswami. Sorry, great sages like Sukdev Goswami. Explain. King Indra's selfish behavior towards Krishna was not very much appreciated by great sages like Sukdev Goswami. Explain. Your time starts now. Yes.
माता जी आप म्यूट पे हो.
हरे कृष्णा.
Yes.
सुखदेव जी ने इनकी अपना इंद्र की निंदा की है, क्योंकि जब कृष्ण भगवान कर्ण फूल अदिति के लेकर आए थे उनको देने के लिए, तब वे उन्होंने उनकी स्तुति की, उनके बहुत हाथ जोड़े, उनका स्वागत किया. लेकिन जब रुक्मिणी माता ने सत्यभामा ने वहां से एक वृक्ष ले लिया, कल पारिजात का, तो वो क्रोध हो गए. तो ये उनका स्वार्थ था कि वो ये देना नहीं चाहते थे उनको. तो ये गलत बात है, उन्होंने ये बोला. और क्योंकि
Very nice. Go ahead.
Yeah. लेकिन जब पहले उनसे ले लिया, लेकिन जब उनकी देने की बारी आई तो उन्होंने मना किया और उनके साथ युद्ध किया कृष्ण भगवान के साथ. और ये जो चीज है ये एक सेल्फिश आदमी को, मतलब एक भौतिक लोग जो हैं उनको रिप्रेजेंट करती है। तो जिन लोगों के पास धन आ जाता है और बहुत रिच हो जाते हैं, तो वो अपने धन के घमंड के कारण वो स्वार्थी हो जाते हैं। तो ये उस चीज को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है। और साथ में इंद्र भी उसी तरह से अपने धन के मद में स्वार्थी हो गया था। उसको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था।
Anybody else wants to add anything more to this from National Daredevils? She's got still 10 seconds left. किसी को बोलना है तो बोल सकते हैं। Yes, yes, fast. कुछ ऐड करना है?
हेजल माता?
नहीं, उसका 2 turns हो गया है उनका।
Prabhuji, can I say something? Maybe I'm just trying. That
yes.
He knew that Krishna was the supreme personality of Godhead, but then also he was trying to fight against the Lord, and everything belongs to the Lord. But he thought that this is mine, and he couldn't recognize that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead.
To read the chapter properly, there are 2 understandings given. One is the general way what Indra behaved, and what specifically Sukadeva Goswami did not like in him. Why Sukadeva Goswami did not like? That is specifically mentioned in the chapter.
Prabhuji, can I try wild guess again?
You will be losing your second chance.
Bro, हमारे chapter में से तो आ गया है.
Don't never know. Last question.
I'll just take a guess. With again, if Adi Yamuna Mataji says yes.
Yes. You got 5 seconds. Go on, move fast.
Okay, so this is a wild guess again. So I think Sukadeva Goswami did not like something is that when Krishna asks for something, you should immediately give it, and he did not give.
No.
Okay,
that's the secret. That's the secret understanding of this chapter or this question. Out of his causeless mercy, Krishna had gone to the heavenly kingdom of Amravati and presented the king Indra with his mother's earring, which have been lost to Bhaumasur, and Indra was very glad to receive them. माँ का कान के बाली आ रही है, Indra was very happy. But when the Parijat tree from the heavenly kingdoms was taken by Krishna, Indra had to fight with him. This was self-interest on the part of Indra. He had offered his prayers, tipped down his head at the feet of Krishna. But as soon as his purpose has been served, he became a different creature. Materialistic men, see, this is what Sukadeva Goswami specifically says. Materialistic men are always interested in their own profit. For this purpose, they can offer any kind of respect to anyone. किसी के भी पैर पड़ जाएंगे, किसी को भी बाप बना लेंगे. पूजा माता जी, are you getting this? Jigar, get this clear. For this purpose, they can offer any kinds of respect to anyone. But when their personal interest is over, अपना काम हो गया है, they are no longer friends. अपना असली रंग दिखाने लगते हैं. This selfish nature is found not only among the rich class of men on this planet, but even in personalities like Indra and other demigods. A selfish man is not prepared to take to Krishna consciousness and is condemned by great devotee like Sukadeva Goswami. This is what Sukadeva Goswami did not like. The same person, when Lord offered the earrings of his mother Aditi to Indra was so happy, so thankful. He put his head down on Krishna's feet. Hare, thank you very much, and everything. And the same person at the same time is taking a small parijat tree from heaven. And who is the boss of the actual parijat tree? Who's the actual boss? Krishna himself. He is just a caretaker, but still he is thinking it is mine. No doubt you mentioned this point, but the understanding is when he took the plant, he immediately flipped. He immediately turned upside down and he said, you cannot take, there's a big war And that's why Sukhdev Goswami clearly says, materialistic men, that is what he's specifying. Materialistic men are always interested in their own profit. For their purpose, they can offer all kinds of respect to anyone. But the minute the purpose is over, or the personal interest is over, they are no longer friends. Bas, मराठी में कहावत है, कामा पुरता मामा. बस काम हो गया, that's it. Hell with it. मेरा काम हो गया, fine. So Mataji, I can give you only 1 point for your answer. You tried well. The first half of the answer was correct. You said that he gave Singh, but when he asked for the Parijat tree, there was a fight. Up till that point, the answer was right. So I can give 1 point. But this main crux was missed out from your end. So I can't give 1 point for that. So 2 points, 1 point given to Narsinga Daredevils. So the last question for Narsinga Daredevils for today evening. And the question is, why did Akrura say that Satadhanva approached him for help against the what did Akrura say when Satadhanva approached him for help against the anger of Krishna? What did Akrura say when Satadhanva approached him against the help against the anger of Krishna? Your time starts now. Yes, what did Akrura say?
प्रभु जी मैं एक हिंदी में रिपीट कर दूं ये क्वेश्चन को.
Yes, yes.
एक बार प्रभु जी आप ये करेंगे स्क्रीन शेयर. अक्रूर ने क्या कहा जब सत्यधनवा ने कृष्ण के क्रोध के खिलाफ मदद के लिए उनसे संपर्क किया?
ओके.
पूजा माता का क्वेश्चन है.
ओके.
पूजा माता निर्जा माता का, निर्जा माता की चांस हो गई है. Samantha Mani.
Yes. Anybody else?
I just try.
Yes, please.
Prabhuji, when Shatadhanva went for help to Akrura, then Akrura said that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the supreme powerful, and no one can take chance. No one can fight against him. No one can offend Krishna and Balram. So I will not give you help. I cannot give you help because you cannot face. He's the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna and Balram. So we cannot give you shelter.
Very good. Something
and we
more?
cannot take any chances.
Something else? He did give any? Did he give any examples or anything? Five seconds left.
We can say that Krishna had killed Kamsa and all the demons, and he was all powerful, and so you cannot stand in front of him.
Okay. Your time is over. Anyhow, Akrura also replied, Krishna and Balram are themselves the supreme personality of Godhead, and anyone who knows their ultimate strength could never dare to offend them or fight with them. He further informed Satadhanva, Krishna and Balram are so powerful that they simply by willing, they create, maintain, and dissolve this entire creation. Therefore, a person bewildered by the illusionary energy cannot understand the strength of Krishna, although the whole cosmic manifestation is fully under his control. He cited an example that Krishna, even at the age of 7, had lifted the Govardhan hill and continued to hold the mountain for 7 days, exactly as a child carries an umbrella. Only 1 point, but I think courtesy goes to Pooja Agrawal Mataji for this 1 point. Yes, what you said is right. He told Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and because Krishna and Balram cannot be defeated at any quarter, we cannot afford to take any risk. Yes, that point was right. But the most important is give an example also. He is the same person who has lifted the Govardhan for 7 days, and when he was only 7-year-old. So that was the most important thing. So 1 point goes to Narsinga Daredevils. So I would request the scorer to give us the exact score.
Yeah, Prabhuji, the total score is 8 points.
8 points. Okay, very good. So 8 points is a good score, and hope the opponent team now starts playing better if they want to be alive in this tournament. So I request all Narshinga Daredevils to switch off their videos, and all Jagannath Warriors to switch on their videos. Yes, Tanvita Mataji, as a captain, what do you feel? Score seems to be very simple.
Yes, Prabhuji. As of now, our general score has been 9.
General score has been 9. So you're confident that.
Yeah, and last time we had a 12, so I am very confident.
Oh, very good. That's very nice. So you're going to be Achha, now let me just check out what was the set taken by
We are set 6,
Jagannath.
Prabhuji.
You're set C, right? Set 6. Okay. Because I have to start the set accordingly. Okay, so let's start your teams playing, and the first question for Jagannath Warriors, and the question is simple question to start with. Set 6. What all principles are highlighted from the story of King Niga's degradation caused by his karma kand activities? What all principles are highlighted from the story of King Niga's degradation because of his karma kand activities? Your time starts now.
Nikita Mataji?
Okay, I will try, Prabhuji. कर्मकांड एक्टिविटी में वहां पे ये बताया गाय दान कर रहे हैं और
Your voice is not clear, Prabhu. Please come where there is a range. Your range is very poor. I'm not able to hear you.
कुआं खुदवाने का उन्होंने एक एग्जांपल दिया था and
please
yes, Prabhuji.
Haribol.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
हाँ, little better. Starting में से
Yeah.
बोलो. आपने क्या बोला कुछ सुनाई नहीं दिया.
प्रभु जी उन्होंने गौदान किया था और उसमें एनालॉजी ये दिया था कि उन्होंने गौदान इतना किया था कि जैसे कि वर्षा की जितनी बूंदें होती हैं एंड जितनी पृथ्वी पे जितनी धूल होती है उसके कण जितने होते हैं उसके हिसाब से उन्होंने गौदान किया एंड नक्षत्र जितने आकाश
One minute. My question was something around giving me answer something. The question was, what all principles are highlighted from the story of King Niga's degradation caused by his karma kand activities?
प्रभु जी किंग मृगा का डिग्रेडेशन का एक एग्जांपल ये दिया गया है कि उन्होंने अननोइंगली एक ब्राह्मण का अपमान किया था.
I am not asking the story, Prabhu. What do we learn from this? हमको क्या सीख मिलती है इससे? That is the question.
Yes, प्रभु जी, I would like to answer. हमें ये सीख मिलती है कि कभी भी हमें कर्म कांड में विश्वास नहीं रखना चाहिए एंड जो कुछ भी अगर हम दान कर रहे हैं तो हमें कृष्ण को भगवान श्री कृष्ण को सेंटर करके ही कुछ एक्टिविटी करना चाहिए.
Okay. Anybody else wants to add anything?
भगवत गीता प्रभु जी आए. ऐसा कहा जाता है कि हम कितने भी पुण्य कार्य कर ले फिर भी हमें एंटर ब्लिसेस नहीं मिल सकती है, इंटरनल ब्लिसेस, until we do that work to please the God.
Okay.
To please the God.
Very good. You are muted. Unmute yourself.
कभी भी ब्राह्मण से दी हुई चीज लेना नहीं चाहिए.
Okay.
क्योंकि वह एक बुरा काम मतलब है ऐसा.
Very good.
हाँ, तो फिर इसके अंदर कहा जाएगा आप कुछ दी हुई चीज फिर से बलपूर्वक लोगे तो आपको नरक में भेजा जाएगा. फिर अगर ब्राह्मण से संपत्ति को सोचेंगे हड़पने का तो हमारी 3 पीढ़ियां नष्ट हो जाएंगी.
Very good. और कुछ?
हाँ, फिर अगर हम ब्राह्मण के संपत्ति को बलपूर्वक लेंगे तो हमारी अगली और पिछली 10 पीढ़ियां भी नरक में नष्ट हो जाएंगी. और अगर हम भगवान के स्मरण करते रहेंगे तो हमारी 3 पीढ़ियां ऐसे स्वर्ग में जाएंगी।
मैं और कुछ पूछने को डरता हूँ, आप लोग पूरा चैप्टर बताते हो मगर मेरा आंसर नहीं बताते हो। Okay, your time is over. I am locking this answer. Point number 1. To give charity means to perform pious activities by which one may be elevated to higher planetary system, but there is no guarantee that one will never fall down. It proves that fruitive activities, even if it is very pious, cannot give us eternal blissful life. This point you had mentioned, Nikita. The result of work, either pious or impious, are sure to bind a man unless the work is discharged as a yajna on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 3 points were there. At least 2 were required to get full 1 point. 2 points were minimum required. No one was telling that you may fall down. There is no guarantee that one may fall down from the heavenly planets. See, Karma Kand hai, मानता हूँ. My question itself was, what principles are highlighted? हमको क्या पता चलता है? First and foremost, given charity. See, I have not asked this question. Why King Mriga gave a Brahmana, why the Brahmana is saying? That question was already asked to Dwarkadish Super Kings. The last yesterday's match. So, to give charity means to perform a pious activity. And what will happen for the pious activity? You will be elevated to higher planetary system. But there is no guarantee that one will never fall down. ये कर्म कांड करते हुए भी व्यक्ति का पतन हो सकता है. Second, it proves that fruitive activities, even if it's pious, cannot give us eternal blissful life. हमको शांति वाला जिंदगी नहीं मिल सकता है. And last but not the least, the result of work, either pious or impious, is sure to bind a man unless the work is discharged as a yajna. We have to offer the fruits to the Lord. That's why, as a yajna, on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I'm sorry, but when there are 3 points and you are not able to, only giving us 1 point answer, I cannot give you any points for this question. So this goes for a duck for Jagannath Warriors.
Prabhuji, one question. Nikita Mataji said कि कृष्ण जी को अर्पण करके सब करना चाहिए ना? That is like yagya.
No, I don't remember if she said saying that.
प्रभु जी मैंने बोला था.
She said that point.
हाँ, कि हमें कोई भी कार्य करते हैं तो वो कृष्ण जी को अर्पित करना चाहिए.
As what? As yagya. As what? As yagya. The word clear cut mentioned as a work has to be discharged as a yagya. That is what this karma yoga is all about. Still, if you want 1 point, I'll give it to you. But for if you have mentioned this, but that's a big problem. Henceforth, anybody wants to answer in Hindi, translate in English and give it to me without adding any other things. Because this Hindi is, this competition is in English, the questions are English, everything is in English. So if you can give me the answer in English, it's fine. If the answer is in Hindi and if I'm not able to get the crux of the Hindi, of the clarity of the language, I cannot give you any marks. And that's very clear. It's clear and final, whoever it may be. Okay, Scorer, give 1 point to Jagannath Warriors. But this is the last time I'm giving any point to anybody for this. So next question for Jagannath Warriors. When Krishna took out his sharp sword and was about to kill Rukmi, but to save her brother, Rukmini pleaded to Krishna. She addressed him as Yogeshwara. Then, as the god of gods, as Jagatpati. What do they signify? Time starts now.
Prabhuji, I'll answer this question. So, this was basically Krishna Bhagwan ji was going to kill Rukmani ji, and Rukmani ji.
He didn't want to kill Rukmani.
Sorry, Rukmi. That's what I got confused. Sorry, Prabhuji. So, then Rukmani ji asked Krishna Bhagwan ji not to do so because he's his brother and because of the auspicious activity. So for that, Rukmani ji called him by 4 names. Firstly, she called him God of Gods because he is the most powerful amongst all the gods, and all the other gods are demigods. Then she called him Yogeshwara because first she's called him Yogeshwara because he was possessing all the opulences which other people could not, and all the energies which other people could not. So that's the meaning of Yogeshwara. Jagatpati is he is the lord of the universe. That's why he was addressed to as and because of him the whole cosmic manifestation occurred. So master of the cosmic manifestation. That then he was also called as, he was strong, Mahabhuja, because he's the strongest warrior and he has unlimited strength. And Yogeshwara, god of gods, Mahabhuj, and Jagatpati. So he was called these 4 names by her in a way that he could, and this is the way she wanted to plead for his brother's life. Prabhuji, can you show me the question once again, if I've answered all points? You addressed him as Yogeshwara and then God of Gods as Jagatpati. What do they signify? Yeah, I've answered what does Yogeshwara signify, and I've also answered what does Jagatpati signify.
God of Gods.
God of Gods is, he's the
So what all you answered? You tell me what all you answered.
I've answered all 4 names that she called him.
Okay. So your answer is over. Can I clock it?
Yeah.
Yogeshwara means one who is possessed of inconceivable opulences and energy. Krishna possesses inconceivable opulence and energy, whereas Rukmi's brother had only limited military potency. Krishna is immeasurable, whereas his brother had a measured in every step of his life. Therefore, Rukmini was not comparable even in any insignificant insect before the unlimited power of Krishna. Rukmi was like an insignificant insect in front of Krishna. She also addressed Krishna as God of gods. There are many powerful demigods such as Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, but Krishna is Lord of all these gods. Yes, this point was answered perfectly. Whereas Rukmi's brother was not only an ordinary human being, but in fact the lowest of all, because he had no understanding of Krishna. We have to have the comparative understanding, Mudit. In fact, the lowest of all, because he had no understanding of Krishna. In other words, a human being who has no concept of the actual position of Krishna is the lowest among human society. Also address Krishna as Jagatpati, the master of the whole cosmic manifestation. In comparison, her brother was only an ordinary prince. He is Jagatpati. Krishna is Jagatpati, and his brother was ordinary prince. There has to be a comparison. The clear-cut understanding is given. That is why. What does this signify? The question means what? What does this signify? Doesn't mean only Yogeshwara or God of God or as Jagatpati. What does this signify with respect to Rukmi? That is why the question itself was, when Krishna took out his sharp sword and was about to kill Rukmi, but to save her brother, Rukmini pleaded Krishna. She addressed him as so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. What do they signify? Why did she address Krishna as Yogeshwara? Why did she not address her brother as Yogeshwara? Because he had inconceivable opulence and energy. You answered it correctly. But what did Rukmi have? What was the quality Rukmi had? He had limited military potency. He had a very limited military power. Krishna is immeasurable. Whether her brother has measured in every step. Krishna was unmeasurable. He was measured at every step. Therefore, Rukmi was not comparable, even like an insignificant insect before Krishna. She also compared Krishna as God of gods. Why? Because as God of God, he is the God of Varuna, Chandra, Indra, and all Brahma, Shiva, everyone. But what is the position of Rukmi? Rukmini's brother was only an ordinary human being, but in fact, the lowest of all. Though he was a human being, an ordinary human being, he was lowest among them. Why? Because he could not understand him as God of gods. Third, in other words, a human being who does not have no occupation of, or no conception of the actual position of Krishna is supposed to be the lowest among humankind. And last but not the least, she also addressed Krishna as Jagatpati, the master of the cosmic universe. You answered this also. But in comparison, her brother was only an ordinary prince. So I can give only 1 point because you answered 3 concepts rightly, but you do not give me the comparative study of the 3. So 1 point goes to Jagannath warriors. So next question to Jagannath warriors, and the question is, the pure Krishna conscious person is therefore always free from from all the material qualities, that is the 3 modes of nature. Explain in detail. The pure Krishna conscious person is therefore always free from all material qualities, 3 modes of nature, that is. Please explain in detail. The time starts now.
Yes. A pure Krishna conscious person is free from the mode of ignorance. He is free from the mode of goodness, because in goodness people only do austerities and penances. In mode of ignorance, mode of goodness, passion. In mode of passion, they get entangled into the worldly affairs and do sense gratification. No, in mode of ignorance, they do sense gratification, and in mode of passion, they give charity. They do good. They do charity.
Don't give me Ram Jivan Prabhuji's class. Give me what is given in the book.
So they are free from the 3 modes of nature.
Right. You're right. You're going right, but suddenly you're getting derailed. Rail yourself back.
So they practice bhakti with pure devotion. They with full determination. And
Which people? Which people?
People who are in Krishna consciousness.
First you explain me the 3 modes. Those in passion mode and ignorance, those in is that explanation is done? Then you explain me Krishna consciousness. So answer should be systematic.
So there are 3 modes of nature, which is goodness, passion, and ignorance. People in goodness, they do austerities and penances, and they are elevated to the higher planets.
Very good.
People in mode of passion, they do. The people in the mode of ignorance, they get entangled into the worldly affairs and they do sense gratification. And people in the mode of passion, they do demigod worship, and they do not meditate upon the lotus feet of the Lord. People in Krishna consciousness, they engage themselves into bhakti yoga, and they meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord, and hence they come out of the they are not entangled into the 3 modes of nature.
Okay, anybody else? And adding to that, nothing, right? So it's a protocol. I have to ask. I was ready with it. The material qualities are namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. When one is placed into the mixed material qualities of passion and ignorance, various kinds of greed, lust, desires impulse them to find comfort in this material world. When situated in the material quality of goodness, one tries to purify himself by performing penances and austerities. Yes, you had mentioned this point correctly. When one reaches the platform of a real Brahmana, he aspires to merge into the existence of the Lord. You ate this up. But when one desires only to render service to the lotus feet of Krishna, he transcends all the three qualities. So the last line was, yes, you mentioned correctly. The middle part you mentioned correctly. The first part, the mixed qualities of passion and ignorance are various are lust, greed, and impulse them to find comfort in this material world. Why this is significant, I'm telling you. People generally in the mode of passion and ignorance are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Why? Because they feel they are well placed in this material world. A question, only a person in the mode of goodness, what does he do? Maximum, he does some penance and austerities. And what does a real Brahmana, when one reaches to a platform of real Brahmana, what happens? He wants to merge into the real existence of Lord. That is, Brahma Jyoti mein samana chahta hai.
I forgot this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm explaining. See, let's understand the sequential. Points are all secondary. Let us understand what I'm trying to say. Like I have explained Mudit, I'm explaining this also to you. So when a person comes to the level of a real Brahmana, what does he does? He wants only merge into the Lord. That is also not correct. But when one desires only to render service to the lotus feet of the Lord, he transcends the three modes of nature. So what does it signify? Those in the mixed mode of passion ignorance, generally or 99% of the cases, a person cannot be solely in the mode of ignorance or solely in the mode of passion. It has to be mixed. Then only a person can survive. Like habit of drinking, I'm giving an explanation, this is not mentioned in the book, but the example what I'm going to give you is, he will drink, but he will drink after earning money. So earning money is a process in the mode of passion, and then with the money, whatever sense gratification it does is in the mode of ignorance. This is what you have to understand. Whereas a person who is having just situated in the mode of goodness, he just tries to purify himself by penance and austerities. But by that, what does he go? He goes only to the level of merging into the Lord. He doesn't think about anything else. Nevertheless, I will give you points for this. How many points do you want? Be honest. Mudit, how many points do you think you deserve?
Prabhuji, your wish, whatever.
No. What do you think you deserve?
Prabhuji, only that Brahman effulgence, so jo merging into the Brahman effulgence, wo.
Goodness ka very important aspect hai, Mataji. Goodness ka very important.
I remember the demigod worship, but I forgot about the.
But those points I was not interested in knowing. The book does not mention about those things. You gave me a lot of information from lectures, but you are not giving me what was there in the book. I'll give you 1 point for this. I will not be giving you 2 points for this because you have not justified to the question with a proper understanding. That is why I'll give you 1 point. Yes, no doubt you have mentioned this point of penance, austerities, and those points you mentioned, and even how to transcend the three modes also you had mentioned very nicely. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Oh, it's the 4th question for today evening. And the question is Jagannath Warriors. Set 6. Why did Satyabhama had developed an inferiority complex to her co-wife? What did Krishna react to? What did Krishna react to that? Why did Satyabhama had developed an inferiority complex to her co-wife? What did Krishna do to? What did Krishna react to that? What was Krishna's reaction to that? The time starts now.
I can try.
Yes, little louder. I can't hear you, Mataji.
I'll just try. Satyabhama, Prabhuji, just show me the question. She was, you know why? Because Rukmini was given Parijat flower by Narada. That is why she was envy. And what Krishna did was that that Satyabhama was not only satisfied with the flowers that Krishna, could have given to her. She wanted whole tree of Parijat.
She wanted.
So Krishna gave her whole tree of Parijat. He brought for her to satisfy her.
Okay.
More.
If I ask more, you all start the whole chapter again from starting Shuklam Pradam Vishnu Sachivarnam Chaturdham Prasam Jayat Sarva Guna Shanti. You start, ABCD starts like that. Mantra आप लोग को start हो जाता है. So I said, anything else you want to add? So lock the answer.
Prabhu, just show the question one more time whether I've answered.
Surely. That I can send you show you the question. That's not a problem. This is the question. Why did Satyabhama develop an inferiority complex to her co-wife? What did Krishna react to that? What reaction did Krishna do? What did
first is
react to that?
Same na, the Parijat, he bought the Parijat tree, and then he thought that that is what he did, and he thought maybe later on it's Rukmini part only. Na, he thought that Rukmini is also going to react to this, but then she didn't react.
So you answer this question again. What you answered? Just give me your answer again.
See, when Rukmini was given Parijat flower by Narada, her co-wife, that is Satyabhama, got very angry. She didn't like it.
Correct.
Narada giving this to her.
Right.
So she told Krishna, might be, and to Krishna, she was not only pacified or satisfied with the flower. So Krishna gave her full tree of Parijat.
You first mentioned the answer that she asked for the whole tree, and now she is saying she asked for the whole tree, no?
Prabhuji, Medu.
One minute. You after
no.
Now you can't answer, Mataji. Hemmangi Mataji, now you can't answer. Wait. Yeah. Now tell me,
She gave the flower. Krishna gave the flowers, but Satyabhama was not pacified with that. He has to give her full tree.
So she asked.
Yeah.
She asked for the full tree, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the answer is locked. Once Narada had taken a Parijat flower and presented it to Krishna's senior wife, Rukmini. On account of this, Satyabhama had developed some inferiority complex and she also wanted a flower from Krishna. I repeat, she wanted a flower from Krishna. Krishna could understand the competitive woman's nature with her co-wife, and he had smiled. He had immediately asked. This is the reaction. The second part of the question: how did Krishna react? He had immediately asked Satyabhama, "Why are you asking for one flower? I will give you a whole tree of Parijat." She did not ask. Rakhi Mataji, please understand this important Krishna Leela. Satyabhama also asked for only a flower. Satyabhama did not ask for a tree. Krishna of his own. That is why this chapter is very, very, very important. Are you getting this point, Rakhi Mataji? Unmute yourself.
I think first I answered like that only, but then second time I got confused.
See, that is what I'm saying. That's why I clarified, and then only I said lock Karuna. That's why I asked you. I clarified. That's why
Krishna knew that she would not be satisfied or pacified just with a flower.
But what did she ask? My question was, what did Satyabhama ask? Did I ask you this question or not?
But I don't think so that point is specifically mentioned. It is only written that
this is as it is. This is minus from the book as it is.
She got envy, and Krishna knew that she would not be satisfied. Whatever it is.
My question was, did she ask? My question was very clear. She did not ask for a plant. She asked only for one flower, as her co-wife had got. As Rukmani had got a flower, she said, "Mujhe bhi ek flower chahiye." But Krishna knew. That's why this word is very nicely mentioned by Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says, Krishna could understand the competitive woman's nature of his co-wife, and he had smiled. Before he could say something, Krishna always smiles. उसके हर smile के पीछे कुछ कारण होता है. He had immediately asked Satyabhama, "Why are you asking for one flower?" This answer itself, this statement itself proves. Get this point clear. This statement itself proves, why are you asking for one flower? I will give you the whole tree. So this statement of Krishna, mentioned in the Krishna book, clearly shows that Satyabhama had asked for only, and our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada also writes very nicely, Rukmani, on account of this, Satyabhama had developed an inferiority complex and she wanted such a flower from Krishna. There's no addition or subtraction of words in this statement which I am reading. You can read it in the book. And that's why what Krishna is saying, you can read it in the book. Why are you asking for one flower? I will give you the whole tree of Parijat. So I can give you only 1 point for this answer. The first half of the answer was right, but I can't give you full points for this question because you were confused whether Satyabhama asked for the tree or she asked for the flower. You said Krishna will said, I will give you, I asked you. But then in that statement itself, Krishna is saying clearly, why are you asking for one flower? I will give you the whole tree. That clearly shows that Satyabhama had asked for only one flower and did not ask for the tree. Okay. So 1 point goes to Jagannath Warriors for this question. Next question to Jagannath Warriors. No more, it's long time. You have not scored double point. So I hope you scored double points this time. And the question is, with the incident of King Nriga, what did Lord want to teach his relatives? With the incident of King Nriga, what did Lord want to teach his relatives? Your time starts now. I think Mudit is supposed to answer if I'm not mistaken.
Prabhuji, I would like to use my point.
Yes.
इस इंसिडेंट से भगवान श्री कृष्ण अपने रिलेटिव्स को ये सीख देना चाहते थे कि कभी भी किसी ब्राह्मण का ये अपमान नहीं करना चाहिए, चाहे वो कितनी भी गुस्से में क्यों ना हो और हमें कुछ भी क्यों ना बोलते रहें, फिर भी हमें मुस्कुराकर उनका अभिवादन करना चाहिए. तो हम मतलब कि जैसा कि उन्होंने किंग नृगा को मतलब एक दृष्टांत उदाहरण देके बताया कि he is the best example कि how a person can be get cursed, जबकि उन्होंने एक पुण्य का काम किया और उस पुण्य के काम से उनको पाप लगा. तो इसके लिए उन्होंने बोला कि कभी भी किसी ब्राह्मण का अपमान नहीं करना चाहिए, जाने अनजाने में भी.
अपमान ठीक है, ओके, चलो I will consider that point with my limited Hindi understanding. What else? कुछ examples बताएं यहाँ पे.
एग्जाम्पल प्रभु जी, जैसे कि उन्होंने पाप किया ना, जैसे कि उन्होंने एक ब्राह्मण का
एग्जाम्पल कोई उदाहरण दिया गया है क्या यहाँ पे?
उदाहरण ओके.
Should I say?
हाँ.
उन्होंने उदाहरण दिया कि हमें ब्राह्मण की संपत्ति छीनना नहीं चाहिए और कृष्ण जी ने ये भी कहा कि हमें उन्हें प्रणाम करना चाहिए ब्राह्मण को. फिर उन्होंने एग्जाम्पल दिया है कि हमें ब्राह्मण की संपत्ति छीनना नहीं चाहिए.
वही बार बार वही लाइन आप बोलेंगे, मुझे कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है माता जी. एक तो हिंदी में आप वही चीज बार बार वही बोल रहे हैं. समझ गया मैं, ब्राह्मण की संपत्ति नहीं छीनना चाहिए. आगे कुछ बोलिए.
अगर हम वो छीनेंगे तो हमें नरक में जाना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, 7 जन्मों तक नरक रहना पड़ेगा, 3 जन्मों तक रहना पड़ेगा. वो सब समझ गया माता जी. वो वही टेप बात पर वही बजा रहे हैं. आप कुछ आगे आंसर जवाब दीजिए. मैं कुछ उदाहरण पूछा, मैंने एग्जाम्पल कुछ दिया है क्या यहाँ पे चैप्टर पे? Yes, anybody?
जी प्रभु जी, I would like to answer. उदाहरण उन्होंने दिया था कि मतलब अगर आप पाप करते हैं तो आपको कुंभी पाक नामक नरक में आपको डाला जाएगा, ऐसा एक उन्होंने एग्जाम्पल दिया था. Sorry to say.
Okay, should I lock this answer? Okay, even though Kshatriya king may be as powerful as fire, it is not possible for him to usurp the property of a Brahmana and utilize it for his own purpose. बार बार आप लाइन बोल रहे हो, ब्राह्मण का लेना चाहिए, नहीं, कहाँ लेके क्या करना चाहिए? यूज इट फॉर हिज ओन पर्पस. सपोज मैंने ब्राह्मण का धन चुराया और किसी और को दे दिया, चलेगा? Specify. Okay, I'm going to give a point for that. Don't worry. Don't take tension. But if this is so, how can an ordinary king who falsely thinks himself to be the most powerful being within this material world surplus the property of a Brahmana, What did Krishna wanted to show to his relatives? Okay, bhai, we are from the strong Yadu dynasty. And the Yadu dynasty is supposed to be the most strongest. But अगर उन्होंने भी किसी ब्राह्मण का धन या ब्राह्मण की वस्तु या ब्राह्मण's property, if they try to steal or snatch, it will not be possible. Even you may be from the as powerful as fire. Even though a Kshatriya king may be as powerful as a fire, still it is not possible for him to surplus the property of a Brahmana. The answer I was asking for an example was, for an ordinary poison, there is treatment. One can be relieved from its effect. But if one drinks the poison of taking a Brahmana's property, there is no remedy for this mistake. And this was the answer I was looking out for. What is the full understanding of this? Brahman ka property nahi chhina chahiye, Brahman ka property nahi chhina chahiye. Okay, Mataji, aage you have to give this understanding. There is treatment for snake, for poison. One can be revealed from its effect by an ordinary poison. For a treatment for poison, there is a reveal. One person can be relieved. But if one drinks the poison of taking a Brahmana's property, this is also considered as poison. Then there is no remedy for this mistake. इसका कोई उपचार नहीं है. विष का उपचार एक बार हो सकता है, बट इस विष का, जो ब्राह्मण का धन लूटने का जो विष है, उसका कोई उपचार नहीं है. Somehow managed in Hindi. Okay, getting this point. Love Singh, समझ में आया आपको? 1 point goes to Jagannath Warriors for this. Very important analogy has been lost out.
Prabhuji, love Prabhuji and Nikita Mataji have exhausted their chances.
Anyhow, no problem. Only one question left. So, nevertheless, they tried well. So, thank you, Samrat Prabhuji. So, we go to the last question for today's match. And the question is set 6. And the last question for the day is, why in the beginning the great devotee Jamban could not recognize Krishna and fought with him? What do we learn from this? In the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
Question is flashing. Question is still flashing on the screen. 2 बार पढ़ लो, 3 बार पढ़ लो. Not a problem.
Yes. So, पहली बात तो वो जामवन he was materially attached to his child and the jewel. And the other thing is because of the lust, anger, and greed. He could not recognize Lord, and Lord clearly it is mentioned in the Shastras that Lord Krishna also advised Arjuna to leave lust, anger, and greed to progress in spiritual life. And this all 3 things, lust, anger, and greed, is within our heart, runs parallel in our heart to check our spiritual progress.
Dipali, I'm reading this question especially for you. Again, listen to this question clearly and then answer. Why in the beginning the great devotee Jamban could not recognize Krishna and fought with him? Okay, to some extent you answered that question. But the second part of the question, what do we learn from this? What do we learn from this?
Yeah, we should not have material attachments.
Okay.
And we should be free from lust, anger, and greed.
Okay, very nice. Something else?
Shweta से आप add करो.
अच्छा, अभी कैरम बोर्ड coin has gone over there.
Okay.
Yes, anybody else is adding? Start the timer again.
प्रभु जी, जब जामवन आए तो वो इसीलिए उतने गुस्से में आए क्योंकि उनकी वाइफ ने बहुत जोर से चीखा था. सो लाइक जब वो आए तो वो गुस्से में आए और वो वो लॉर्ड रामचंद्र जी के सबसे बड़े डिवोटी थे. बट
माता जी, I don't want the full chapter. Please give me the answer. In the beginning, the great devotee Jamvan could not recognize Krishna and fought with him. उसका कारण बता दो माता जी बस.
Because he is attached to his son.
प्रभु जी, क्योंकि
okay,
वो गुस्से
that
में
part you
आए
have answered. That part you have answered, Deepali. I'm very happy. What do you understand from that? That is what I'm asking. I'm interested in giving 2 points to you all for this question. That is why I'm again begging for this.
प्रभु जी वही है ना, we should not be materially attached to anything.
पूछ रहे हो कि बता रहे हो?
We should not have anger.
Yes, Shweta, you want to add something fast?
लाइक प्रभु जी, जामवन जी जो थे वो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग थे, बट स्टिल लाइक जब वो 28 डेज तक फाइट किए और उनके लिम्स वगैरह जो
अच्छा है ये ओरल क्विज है, रिटन क्विज नहीं है. मैं तो पागल हो जाता था. आप लोग एक आंसर के लिए पूरा 100-200 पेजेस लिख देते थे आप लोग तो.
प्रभु जी
वो कोई कितना भी पावरफुल हो, बट वो लॉर्ड के सामने मतलब वो भगवान जी के सामने अपना स्ट्रेंथ कितना भी वो दिखा सके, बट ही कांट विन.
Thank you. Finally that word came out of your mouth. My God. Finally it came out of your mouth. Now you remember, Deepali, what you missed out? अभी
क्या बोला प्रभु जी?
उसको याद ही नहीं है. बोलो श्वेता, बोलो अभी बोलो.
लाइक जाम्बुल जी जो थे वो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग थे. वो सुपर लाइक उनका जो बॉडी था वो सुपर ह्यूमन बॉडी था, बहुत ज्यादा उनके पास स्ट्रेंथ था, बट कृष्ण जी के सामने वो भी नहीं टिक पाए.
तो प्रभु जी ये तो नहीं है कृष्णा मतलब why he could not recognize in the first instance.
आपके लिए स्पेशल एडिशन छपा रहेगा माता जी.
नहीं
okay, because of his vision was obstructed by material attachment. मगर ये कैसा छपा था माता जी आपके बुक में? दीपाली आपके बुक में छपा है तो वो भी छपा रहेगा. आप जरा पढ़ लेना ठीक से, प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक नहीं रहेगा. डोंट वरी. Because his vision was obscured by material attachment, he was attached to his body. He was attached to his boy and to his valuable Samantak jewel, which he did not want to share with Krishna. In fact, when Krishna came there, he became angry and thinking that Krishna had come to take away his jewel. This is the material position. Prabhupada clearly writes here, this is the material position. Although one is very strong in body, that cannot help him to understand Krishna. Clear cut Prabhupada writes here. One, it is a material position. ये अपना भौतिक दुनिया का हाल है. ये हमारे पास बहुत सारा धन आ जाता है, बहुत सारी खूबसूरती आ जाती है, बहुत सारा ऐश्वर्य आ जाता है, कोई भी आ जाए. Then also with you may be Miss India, you may be some Bill Gates or some rich person, but still you cannot understand Krishna. By having the full opulence, you cannot understand Krishna. That is the understanding you get from this question. And yes, what you said was right. I'll give you 2 points for this answer because Shweta made up for this second part. I had tried to help Love Singh also with asking for the example. What example does this poison with treatment for poison is there, but treatment for this poison of taking the Brahmana's wealth is not there. I was trying to ask that also, but that also could not be clarified. So, okay, Scorer Prabhu, please give me the final scores.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
It was very close match. Narasimha Daredevils scored 8 points, and Jagannath Warriors were very close. They scored 7 points. So Narasimha Daredevils have won the second this match qualifier for tomorrow.
So Narasimha Daredevils qualify for the final. So the second round of the semi-finals. Okay, they are not still gone to the finals. They're qualifying to the second rounds of the semi-finals, and I'm afraid Jagannath Warriors will have to bid adieu to the match, but that doesn't mean they should stop reading. They have to continue reading the final 15 chapters, because the final when the finals will be taken, that time the question will be forwarded. If the team is not able to answer, it will be forwarded to the general crowd, and I mean the other spectators, and if they are able to answer, a special recognition will be given to them. So this is what the material world is. So don't worry, Deepali, still you have to read the Krishna book properly. Don't fight about the edition of the book. The book is the same for everyone.
प्रभु जी मुझे अभी भी नहीं समझा, मैं आपको कॉल करूंगी.
हाँ ठीक है, समझाता हूँ. But you have to understand this analogies very well. All of you will have to understand this analogies very well. Okay, with this note, we would like to say a big thanks to all our Jagannath warriors who tried well, who tried their best, but still there was a scope of improvement in the entire team performance and in their explanations. Nevertheless, all the best for the future. And with this note, we would like to sign off for today's match. And tomorrow evening, we will be having a match between Narasimha Daredevils and Dwarkadish Super Kings. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.